Are you having trouble getting distracted? You're always just getting distracted and it's really affecting your life. It's really hard to focus. It's kind of a ADD or ADHD thing where attention's just all over the place other than where you want it to be. It's really hard to just focus on something and you keep losing your attention. Well, I want to talk about that and how that happens, a perspective of why we get distracted, sort of a root cause. And then I want to talk about a solution, something we can do to build the muscles of focus. Being able to be focused, create better focus, stay focused longer. And so now think of long ago. Think of when we were growing up. Say we didn't have the holding space, the holding environment, the right kind of sort of space that was fully accepting. We didn't have unconditional love. Maybe it was conditional love, where we were expected to act a certain way. Or maybe our parents weren't good with emotions, and so they reacted badly when we expressed ourselves with how we felt. So we took on the belief that what we feel doesn't matter and it's bad. And so we took on the belief maybe we're a bit of a bad person, or we're not good enough because we're not able to be, how we're expected to be. Or maybe we're not supported in the ways we needed, or maybe we didn't get enough attention or something. But what happens is we're here in the moment exactly as we are as a child, just expressing ourselves. But when we're not getting our needs met, particularly with feeling in our body, what happens when we have sort of bad experiences around that, we start to relate feelings and body sensations and emotions as bad things. So we're here in the moment, we just kind of check out, and we learn subconsciously. Our subconscious mind protects us from those really uncomfortable feelings. I mean, it's hard enough we felt something to begin with, but if we express it and then we feel worse, we're going to start relating those feelings as bad, and we're going to try and avoid them. This isn't a conscious thing. It happens as a survival protection mechanism within our subconscious mind. It happens automatically, and it becomes a behavior. And so when we check out and we leave, essentially we're distracting ourselves from the moment. We're leaving the focus of the present moment and not focusing on what we feel, like what we would normally naturally do if we had the right supportive space to do it. We leave and we move our attention elsewhere. And so this becomes a habit quite often as adults. Now, we learn to cope in many different ways. But if our way becomes distractions and lack of focus, leaving what we're focusing on, having trouble focusing in the moment, it becomes this long-term habit, and it gets worse and worse. And the more we sort of focus on the fact that we have trouble focusing, the worse we focus, the more we're focusing on the lack of focus and on the problem. We're feeling stress, and it creates stress, and it makes us disconnect from feelings even more. So if you want a solution, there could be many solutions, but here's one that works quite well. It takes a bit of time. It's like going to the gym. It takes time and effort to push against the resistance of weights to build the muscles of, strength, building the muscles in your body to be stronger. We have to push against something. And it becomes a practice. It doesn't happen overnight, but it takes time. So it's like this. We're going to practice being with what we feel to get back to here, so we're able to be in the moment and be with what we feel and process what we feel. Now, how does that relate to focus and distractions? Being able to focus better and not being so distracted. Well, if we're always disconnected from our body, and our body is the way that we experience life directly in the moment, but we're always leaving what we feel, we're leaving our body and living through an intellectual, mental experience, we're constantly distracted all the time. We're not ever focused on the here and now. So of course we're distracted. Of course we're having trouble focusing, because we're not here in the moment with the apparatus that allows us to be focused, which is our feeling sensations in our body present in the moment. So mindfulness practice, awareness practice, practicing being aware of what we feel, practicing building the muscles of focus. So it's like a magnifying glass, where you shine that magnifying glass down on a piece of paper in the sun, and it burns the paper, and you can light a fire. It's channeling all of that energy into a focused point. So when we sit, I suggest, and I talk about this in pretty much every video, because I can't speak today, it's extremely important. Okay, if we want to make change, we have to be present with our body to be able to make change. If we want to be more focused, we need to be present with the apparatus that allows us to be more focused. So we have to focus on our body, on what we feel, and practice. So we sit, we breathe, and I talk about this with all kinds of things, but it's very applicable. If we practice being with what we feel, we're practicing focus. We get distracted and pulled off into thoughts. We come back to our body. We sit in a safe place, practice especially in a safe place, because when we were younger, if we didn't feel safe being with what we feel, we need to sort of reorient back to feeling safe, create a safe environment to do this practice so that we can relate body feelings again back to the feeling of safety, so that we can come back into, with our present awareness and focus, into what we feel, get out of our head, back into our body, into our heart. So practice and sit every day, a few, 3, 5, 10 minutes. 10 minutes might be a bit much to start with, but focus on your breathing. Feel lungs expanding, contracting. Notice from head to toe to sort of go through your whole body, and practice being with, allowing and accepting being with what you feel. If you're not used to being with what you feel, this could be a really difficult thing. You're going to get distracted a million times. You're going to be noticing, holy cow, I'm so distracted. I can't even focus for 1 minute or 30 seconds on my breathing. Good. Now you're starting to notice that really I'm checking out. I'm getting so distracted into my thoughts. So this is something that if I practice and build the muscles of this sort of awareness, this ability to be with what I feel, then my focus will start continuing and improving and getting better, and I won't be as distracted as much, because there's nothing to be distracted away from anymore. When we've created that feeling of safety within being with what we feel, we don't need to get pulled away. We don't need a subconscious program anymore to take us away from what we're feeling, because there's nothing uncomfortable to feel when we're a kid and we're feeling traumatized because what we feel, we're put down, we're yelled at, or we're just not supported through what we feel. We start to build an uncomfortable feeling, an uncomfortable association, a negative belief around feelings. So the thing of it is, we don't feel safe to be ourselves. We don't feel safe in the moment to express what we feel. Feelings feel unsafe. So as we come back into the moment and practice being with what we feel, we create safety. We start to build a trust, and it takes a little bit of time. But as we build that trust with what we feel, we start to heal that pattern of not trusting we can be with what we feel, of feeling bad because we have feelings, of feeling that we're not going to get the support of what we feel, we're not going to get the loving attention we need, so we try and be something that we're not, and we leave. So practice coming back. Notice a million times you get pulled away. Practice coming back into your body feelings. And as you practice, you're actually building focus. You're going to the focus gym, and you're practicing noticing when you're distracted and coming back. So that when you get distracted, you notice, and then you now have an unconscious, subconscious habit of coming back. A program that starts working for you instead of not working for you. And so give this a go. It takes a little bit of time, maybe 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks of practicing this to start getting some good results, like going to the gym. But then we have to keep practicing, just being aware of what we feel, allowing, accepting what we feel in a safe place. That starts telling our subconscious, it's safe to feel what I feel now. Now you're creating the safe holding space, the environment that maybe you needed when you were younger that you didn't get. You're giving it to yourself now. You're practicing self-care and self-love and recognizing your needs and giving it to yourself now. That is something worth focusing on. And that is something that's going to create focus and going to allow you to be more present now in life, because you're able to come back and you're able to focus a little bit more every day, every week, a teeny bit more. You can focus a bit longer, go a little longer before you're pulled away, notice a little quicker when you're distracted and come back. This starts to add up, and everything you do in life gets better. You're better focused at everything. You're able to listen better. You're able to stay focused with attention, awareness, and focus on something longer. You're able to go deeper into that and connect with your body, your emotions, your intuition, your heart better. So give this a go. I think you'll really like it. Now, if you want more help on how to do this, down below I'm going to put in the description my self-help mindfulness series, and it's free, no sign up or anything required. And it's basically a 6-week series. One video once a week, watch them and do the work. It will help you to move through this practice and understand how you have trouble with losing focus and challenging emotions and things like that, to help you be in the present moment and create and build the muscles of focused attention in the present moment. Your point of power is in the present. My name is Arne Pedersen from Awareness and Health. I'm a mindfulness-based counseling hypnotherapist from Victoria, BC, and I help people online and in person, and through these kinds of things, and anxiety and self-confidence and all kinds of things like that. And so I've got a lot of experience helping people move through this kind of process with great success. But what I want for you here is to go below, click the link, try this video, try the work, and see if you can work it out on your own, because I can't help everybody, and not everybody can maybe afford to come and see me, or it's not the right time in your life or something like that. So give it a go, and I think you're going to get some good results if you invest that time within yourself and focus on you internally with your feelings. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you'd like to do that. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day.